I would like to hear from, actually we have a child representative today, is Hannah. Then we would like to hear some comment from you on the child's perspective on the in-country implementation.
Okay, thank you. So I think really from our perspective, it's what the NMCPs are saying their needs are, first for the use cases, and like you say, their interest in setting it up in country. And if there is the interest, thinking then logistically about how it would work, whether there would be one central lab somewhere in the country that might want to do this. But thinking again, I think it just comes back down to the use cases. So if you're wanting to, say, classify your imported cases, thinking about your certificate or your prevention of re-establishment, and then you've got one central laboratory, whether you're able to get all the samples from peripherally into that central laboratory in time to do classification, because I think you'd need a rapid turnaround for that, for both POR and for elimination. If it's something that's looking perhaps more sort of from an academic angle, then you may not need that sort of rapid turnaround as much. So I think it really depends on the use cases, and I think that's probably the next step, is really trying to refine those with the countries and taking it from there. I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question,
Yeah, thanks. Then may I ask Jin from IMPQN on how do you think about the in-country implementation, especially for the genotype precision analysis?
Yes, for us, I think because for us, in last few years we have done with a lot of molecular techniques, for example, PCR, real-time PCR, and also Sanger sequence. And for us, I think we can, because we have some experience, not only real in like NGS, but I have a little like experience on like Sanger sequence and something like that. So I think if we get the training from for example from GenRe, we can conduct in our lab, because I think for equipment, some we also have not only in my institute, but maybe in our provincial we also have some machine, like for example for Illumina, and I think we can conduct in our institute. And I think for just for the idea from Professor Oliver and also Professor Martin just now, because from the because if we strengthen our capacity, not only help us in malaria, and we also can our capacity for the more disease. For example, in just now COVID-19, we have capacity on that, so we can, when the outbreak come out, we can use the one we have already to do for other disease, not only in malaria. And I think because in our institute we also work with dengue vector and another like ectoparasites and something like that, and also another parasite, for example intestinal parasites in another new emergence disease. So we can use the one we have from malaria. That's a project we can use our capacity for other disease. Yes, I think so. Yes.
Thank you. And I just, we have a little time, but I would like to seek for comment from Dr. Kale and other colleagues from Laos, that actually we know that you have just have a PCR lab in establishing in Laos, and we would like to hear from your expectation of the in-country implementation is just for mostly with diagnostic, malaria diagnosis, and or just the expectation is moving forward with implement the genotyping in country? Thank you.
Yeah, we just got the PCR machine this year, early this year, right? And right now we send the staff to attend the training how to analyze, how to implementation, like new for us, yeah. But expect my organization would like to use the PCR technique because in my country the parasite the density very low, and then they asymptomatic. Yes, before we go to the malaria eliminate, our another country know, but for the community level we use only RDT, but health facility we use the microscope. But finally, we have the PCR technique. We would like to confirm another species because RDT only two species, falciparum and vivac. But for microscope, we think about the quality assessment. Yes, right now we have the how to say external competency microscopic, yeah, from WSO every 2 years. Yeah, but we have the national assessment also for the QA. But finally, we would like to confirm the PCR technique. Yes, we expect to use the PCR when we found the positive case in the remote area or outbreak. Yes, to assist us. And then some how to say some outbreak we would like to know the VIVAC. We would like to know the zero test, but we cannot implement this in for the really difficult for us. Yeah, but we would like to try. Yeah? Maybe we would like to learn more from another country, or another country can assist us. Yeah. Yeah, but we send the staff to attend the training for the PCR technique. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And actually, I thought that Dr. Bin's lab is one of the NMCP lab that has equipped up almost of the equipment available for the next generation sequencing in Hanoi, Vietnam. And I would like to share to hear from you on your comments and sharing on the implementation of the protocol in country, especially with at Nimpe, Hanoi.
Yeah, it's my in my impression that we had machine. It has a human shot. It has a chemical, but when we do it by ourselves, sometimes it's very expensive for us. So we think that the most important with us now is how to analyze the data. Yes, I analyze it in interfere the reason after we had the saw maybe many saw in the genome bank or other project that new. I think that we had sequencing maybe 1,000 or 10,000 sample of malaria for the fancy and vivac, but the other maybe less. With the malaria or chlorella or something like that, but with our laboratory, I think the most important is how to analyze it and interpret the data. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your comment. And I think Oliver and Baran, yeah, need to support them with analysis work a lot. Yeah. Then I would like to hand over. Actually, based on the information we got today, then that will be a promising meeting with each NMCP in the near future to understand the support for implement in country. And
So, could I just ask very briefly each of the control programs here to just give us a sort of a closing comment about today's meeting and moving forward, what is what we can do together maybe we can start with Thailand. Would you like to just give us your impression for today?
I think it's really useful for us. It's really good for us to share with our group about the information and share the experience. So in the next step, I think we can share about the information, and also we try to improve to get more the sample and more data. All of you maybe can see in the map know the data from Thailand, so we can try to increase and do it more for our complete in our region information for Thailand. I try to do its best. Thank you.
Thank you. We're very much looking forward to that. That's great. Dr. Siv, some comments?
Yeah, just a few words. These thinking that very important, also informative information that each country is want to know, and also beyond our capacity in the meantime. So for me, it's thinking different thing from the other that want to encourage each country to have their own ability to do this. But I think that currently, in order to eliminate diseases, you need to have, like Thailand say, sharing data, even regional, even the world. So if country do alone, by each country, sharing data still challenging. If you have a regional, like the Mekong database here, like that, sharing data is very important because we can see and we can forecast the situation of each country, even the cross-border at the other side. So this is very important. So that's why the regional initiative is not bad thing. It's a good informative. And also in the meantime, we need to have something like you here to help each country to the furthermore that out of capacity that country can do for now. And also this is very important in the next step. I hopefully that we have more data on VIVAC, so our country can work on how to eliminate VIVAC as our expected. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I've said this many times, but it's worth saying again. I think the level of sharing that has happened between this country, this group, is quite astounding. And I think you should all be very, very highly commended for it. Dr. Keo, your comments.
Yes, really important for the policy market. We should share the information to the sub-Mekong region, and then each country prepared to eliminate for my country 2030 on species, but before 2030 we have too many activity to prepare, but the information or data very important and necessary for us. Yes, Lao not work alone, we work together and plus the researcher also to assist us. Yes, I agree for the share the information, share the data to to go to the malaria eliminate. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Tang, I'd like to have your comments, please. or Dr. Kang, fight it out between you two.
Yes, so we have a very long day. Thank you very much to Sir Vivo and Okru. Every year organize very meaningful meeting. And each time I realize some more valuable from genetic surveillance. And for me, molecular epidemiology or genetic surveillance is very valuable, very powerful tool for facilitating malaria elimination all over the world, especially for GMS country, by letting us know deeper inside parasites. We can see the drug resistance species, also asymptomatic malaria, and through the genetic surveillance, we can see also the vector characteristics, which insecticide resistant or not. And then we can see the many high and innovative technique to understand more malaria transmission mechanism. So this day we also can see the map, the graph, the figure from all over the world. Is visualized so beautiful. And we also have very nice network. I think with this is very successful from the meeting, and so far so good. And genetic surveillance, I think, very powerful and very meaningful for malaria elimination. And thank you so much, and happy to see you all here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And one last word, Dr. Wang?
Yes, thank you, Professor Oliver. On behalf of the Vietnam team, I think I'm very grateful for your support for us to come here. And today is a great day, as you saw in the last slide. I think now we are on the way for malaria elimination roadmap in Greater Mekong Sub-region and in Vietnam. And in Vietnam, malaria now still only some province and some district only. And therefore, we need to focus on 3 points. The first point, I think, the focus on the symptomatic and asymptomatic. But with the asymptomatic, we need to have a molecular tool. The second thing about the importation of the malaria from the other country, for example, ANA, that means the Asia and Africa, they come labor, Vietnamese labor come from there. And the last thing, as you know already, when we have a malaria for free, does not mean no malaria vector in the forest. Most of case of malaria in Vietnam and in other countries in Greater Mekong Sub-region, they got malaria from the forest and jungle for more than 95%. And therefore, they can come back to the forest and they can reinfect malaria and resurgent again, resurgent. And therefore, we are looking forward your support for molecular tool and for investigation. And Professor Martin also focused on about the vector, genomic vector investigation. When we have two important tools, I think for us, accelerating malaria elimination roadmap well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you all. A couple of years ago when we started doing this meeting, we decided to call it Scientific Forum. Forum in ancient Rome was a place where people got together and they just talked, and sometimes they disagreed, but they always had something interesting to say. And I think today was just wonderful that way, because I really got to hear from both from people from outside and people who are working on the field, and there was a variety of viewpoints, and I think very, very valuable exchanges. For me and Nien and my team, it's very important to get this feedback so we can project what the next steps are for the GenRe-Mekong project. So with that, I would really like to thank you all very, very much for attending and for spending the day, and I hope it was as valuable for you as it was for us. Thank you so much.